going on? We're here at Club 1319 where I'll be interviewing two people, Elijah and Lily Cole.
And we'll be interviewing you too, Africa.
You're getting interviewed also.
All right, so how do you guys date? Do you guys find dating in New York City hard?
It is.
Why?
No.
What
Well,
makes
maybe
it hard,
for
the
you.
city, or makes it hard?
It's so hard.
What
Like
makes
I
it
think
hard?
it's where you're at, like where you're from, like neighborhood wise.
What do you mean?
Because like let's say, in my perspective, I live in Washington Heights. It's very Spanish, very Dominican, and they're very more on the traditional value of what a male should be. So it's hard to find. I'm not the most masculine man to walk Washington Heights. So like for me to try to find somebody is like, oh, I need a guy who's more masculine, or this, that, or third.
Is that what you're into? Is that what you're attracted to?
I'm attracted to a nice guy. If you're masculine, you're masculine. If you're not masculine, it's fine. As long as you're a nice guy, that's all I'm really looking for, a nice guy.
So Lily, let me get to the bottom of what you're saying to see if I got you correctly. You're saying it's a challenge dating someone in Washington Heights because the culture there is more masculine or less masculine than what you're used to?
No, it's not that fact. The fact is that what they look for, they want another guy who's masculine also.
I see. So you're saying that culture plays a role.
Culture definitely plays, in my perspective, culture does play a role in some relationships.
In male. So how do you deal with that?
I take it day by day. If I find a guy who likes a feminine guy, then I'm like, yay. And if I
do
don't...
you look for guys from specific cultural backgrounds as in like a way of...
Not really. I'm into all types of men. Like I said, as long as they're nice and they know how to treat another person and they don't, use you, that's all that really matters to me.
Well, that brings up another question, because what do you guys look for in dating? When you're dating someone, what is this? Some things you look for?
Conversation. I love a conversation. Like I feel like communication is like the biggest part of a relationship.
So if you met a guy who physically didn't have...
If he was over and didn't have no communication skills, that's out the window.
So if the guy's really sexy but he can't hold a conversation, you don't see it?
No, I don't see it. That's just like a one night stand.
So what would you say is more important?
Communication.
So then looks are not as...
No, because looks can definitely be deceiving. But every person wants somebody that looks cute, but it's all about how you look at it from your point of view. Like I can look at this person on the wall right here and be like, oh my God, he's so gorgeous, but the next person might not.
Elijah, what do you look for when dating?
I just look for somebody, like Africa says, someone who can hold the conversation, and basically someone who will accept me for me, like that I wouldn't have to hide what I was, like who I am, because I do walk female figure performance, but like when I'm not in drags, I'm not a girl, and I'm not saying I'm the most cuntiest person, I'm not saying I'm the most masculine person, but when I'm with my significant other and we're dating or whatever, when I'm with them, and it's just like, I can be masculine or whatever, or I can be however they want, but like, I just want somebody who's gonna like, not judge me right off the bat because, oh, you do drag, so no.
So you do drags for competitions and for fun, but you're not trying to become a transgender woman?
No, I just do it for a category, and when I only get up in them really if I'm going to Vogue. So
when you get in drags and you only do it for competitions, how do you break the news to people you date? Do you tell them off the back? Is that usually an issue that comes up for people you date?
It's not really. Like I would tell them, and then like some people are alright with it, and then you have the others who are like, oh, I don't like drags or whatever, and then sometimes I'll give it to them very much like I won't tell them, and then like they'll get mad. Well, they're not gonna get mad, but once they get yacked, they can't really do anything.
What do you mean get yacked?
Once they bottom for me, it's kind of too late for you to be upset. It's like you're mad that I get in drags, but yet before you knew I wasn't that I got in drags, I was this perfect person for you. But now that I'm in drags, it's a big thing.
Okay.
Can you talk a little bit about your experience in terms of how it is to be... Would you say that people are stigmatizing, or would you say people judge you because of it? And can you talk a little bit about how do you deal with that? How do you deal with maintaining your identity and maintaining your sense of self, along with kind of, I guess, in a way, educating, or I guess managing how other people's reactions of you might make you feel, in a way?
I definitely do feel like I'm judged, But at the end of the day, I don't care what people have to think because people don't see it for me in drags. But at the end of the day, I still get in drags. And that's me. If I want to get up in them in Vogue, that's what I'm going to do. No one's paying my bills. No one's putting food on my table. No one's putting clothes on my back. At the end of the day, it's what I want to do, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm not transitioning. I'm still a boy, but at times I want to be a girl, and I want to be a boy. So at the end of the day, that's what I'm going to do. And I don't care what
Would you
anybody's
say
opinion
that there
is.
are a lot of other youth or a lot of other people in your situation where they feel that 1 minute they might feel like a male, I guess, quote unquote, male, masculine kind of persona, or today I want to be a boy, like you said, and then tomorrow I might want to be in the role of a female for that time being and not necessarily identify as such. Do you think that there are other people that are in your same situation? And if so, what can you say to them to help them deal with your similar process that you've gone through?
All I can just say for advice-wise, I would just say, like, don't worry about what the next person has to say. It's your life. You're the one who has to live it. And you have to live with the consequences you choose to do with your life. And that's what I found out. Like, people don't like me because I do drags, and that's the consequence I have to live with. And I'm fine with that, because at the end of the day, if I was doing drags and you can't accept me, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you're not going to be my friend just because I do drags, you're going to judge me because of that, then there's no reason for us to be friends.
Or if you're not going to date me.
Yeah.
So going back to my original question also is, do you think that there are other youth that are in your same situation where they might feel 1 minute that they might identify with a male role, I guess, and the next day feel like they might want to be a female for that time being, for that day or for that event or for whatever, and how do they deal with coming to terms with that, being okay with the fact that 1 minute they might feel like something and then the next minute they might feel like something else?
That's for anyone to answer.
Oh, well, I go along with her, with Elijah also, because I do drag also. And it's true, like 1 minute, I wake up as a boy, I go to sleep wake up in the morning, I'm a boy, I go to sleep, I'm a boy. And when I'm in drag, just for that moment, like being an actor, in a way.
Right.
Like, it's like playing a role, an unscripted role. So, it's like you can't judge me because I do this, because I could flip tables on you and find something about you to judge. So you guys gotta accept. It took me a couple of years to accept this whole fact that I do drag, but other than that, it's like, it's just a role. It still comes off. I'm not transitioning myself or anything like that. I still see myself as a boy. So you see me in a dress 1 minute, but then the next minute, that just still comes off. The wig comes off. Makeup washes off. The heels they will eventually come off. So you can't just 1 minute be like, oh baby, I love, like, stuff like that. But then once you know the secret about me, you're like, hold up, back up.
Well, for some people, it starts off as drags and playing, and kind of doing the girls' clothes thing, especially if it's just like being an actor. And with other people, it's the beginning of their transition. So when it comes to people that you date, do you find it that sometimes people that you date may try to influence you or make you feel like you should be more feminine or more girly, or do they make you feel like you should be more masculine or more butch? Like, how do you deal when it comes to people you're dating as far as identity? And how do you identify? And how does that reflect on people you date? Do people you date basically encourage you to gear one way or another?
No, because luckily I found a couple guys who they accept me. I told them, like, maybe a couple days after, oh, I do drag, is that okay? They're like, it's perfectly fine, because at the end of the day, I know you're still a boy. I know all that comes off.
Not just with doing drags, but just with being feminine or masculine. Do you find that the people that you may come across dating kind of push you to be or gear one way or another?
Yeah.
Or they try to influence you?
Yeah, because some people, like, they look for the perfect relationship, and then they want to change the person that they're with. Like, say for me, I'm dating the straight boy, the perfect straight boy. You would never know he's gay, but I get in drags and he'd be like, well, I want you to start dressing more like a boy. I want you to start acting more like a boy, so you can come chill here with me, chill there with me. And it's like, if that's what it takes for me to chill with you, then why are we together? I have to change my lifestyle just to make your friends happy.
And does anyone else go through issues like that where they feel like someone you're dating you have to change your ways in order to fit dating them?
Yeah. Like a couple of times, it's been like, you know, it was certain areas, really, like especially around family, maybe not a lot of family members. If that's the person you're seeing yourself being with, it's like, you're like, oh, could you, like, you know, I like you a lot and everything else, but could you be a little more, you know, a little more straight side just for my family, you know.
So they tell you to tone it down.
They tell me they tell to tone it down or, you know, wear something, you know, that's not so.
How does your
Out there.
family react to you guys in drag?
My family in the beginning they were like.
Wait, start over?
But my family in the beginning, it was like, they were really scared because they were like, oh, you want me to become a female? I'm like, no, I'm not. I do this, and I explain to them always. And it's still a little issue, but it's not as bad. But I tell them I'm still a boy. I'm still me. I'm still me. I just do extra, but it's just a role I play. It's not like my full lifestyle.
Well, for me, my family, they accept me doing drags because for the simple being that in my family there's a lot of gay people, and I have like 3 transgender cousins, and so like they don't really they don't see it. And the first thing they ask me like, do you want to be a girl? Are you going to transition? And me, no. For me personally, I don't think I can transition because for one, I would not be able to face my family as a woman, like as a full-blown woman transitioned, hormones and everything. Myself, I would not be able to face my family. Like they might be able to accept it, but I'm not going to be able to accept
Would
it.
it make you happy?
No, I would not be happy being a woman. I'm a boy and I like being a boy. I like to get up in them sometimes and then peel out and I'm good. Like just let me feel cunt for like a few seconds and then I'm good. I don't need it for my whole life because at the end of the day I don't want to live my life as a woman. And like my family accepts it. Like my brothers, they're a little more uneasy with it, but they accept it. And my sisters are very much, oh, let me take you shopping. I have some stuff here. You can come pick this up. I don't fit this no more. You can have this.
So some of your family members are supportive and some of them aren't.
Well, they're all supportive because at the end of the day, they have no other choice but to be supportive because it's not going to change. It's just that they're just not really accepting it.